Of all the games that could be classified primarily as artistic, 2012's Journey stands as one of the finest and most acclaimed. It tells the story of a cloaked traveler climbing a mountain, discovering the history of a fallen civilization with cautionary tales about mortality, energy, dependence, and greed. The game features positively sublime art direction and dynamic sound, soothing the souls of viewers and listeners. It effectively incorporates haptic controller vibration, furthering the immersion of an already captivating game. Even compared to its contemporaries, Journey follows a strict minimalist design philosophy. Absolutely everything is communicated visually. The story, the mechanics, the level progression, players learn it all by observing the world around them, an impressive feat of graphic design. What this means, however, is that gameplay is drastically simplified to be easily digestible. Aside from standard analog movement, there are only two actions, singing and flying, and each can be made more effective by holding down the assigned button. Flying power must be recharged via red cloth throughout the levels, and singing is an activation tool used to interact with the world, though it's never more complicated than walking up to something and pushing the button. The most rewarding aspect of playing Journey is obtaining these glowing symbols which extend the character's scarf, thereby increasing jump height, offering actual character progression in an otherwise shallow gameplay experience. Those who wander off the beaten path will find optional artwork and the aforementioned symbols, and collecting every symbol unlocks a white costume that recharges flying power automatically, which is a welcome completion bonus. Sadly, the game never evolves beyond basic platforming and exploration, and even that's a little generous considering how forgiving and linear it is. By far the weakest part of the game is the final level, where the harsh weather conditions forcefully nullify the effects of singing and gradually removes the scarf that players have built over the adventure, restricting them to merely trudge around the snow-covered terrain. The character is nerfed to the point where playing is no longer fun, because it takes away the only two things that made traversal empowering, robbing players of all the progress they've accumulated. There are times when prohibiting abilities can make for a satisfying challenge, but this is not one of them. While this section could be described as emotionally poignant by those invested in the narrative, it ultimately backpedals on everything that made the game mechanically interesting and engaging. Lastly, Journey features a rather unconventional multiplayer system where players can encounter random people online in the same level, and pair up for the rest of the journey if they so choose. Singing nearby each other refills flying power, allowing for much more frequent use of both abilities, except in the snow level, of course. This actually makes Journey substantially more enjoyable, because it turns a situational set of abilities into near constant entertainment for players as they majestically travel between points of interest, creating a special symbiotic relationship fueled by the game's core mechanics. Multiplayer isn't complex by any means, but it does add more value to the experience, so it is recommended for those lucky enough to find a companion. Journey clearly prioritizes artistry over any gameplay substance. From the sweltering sand dunes, to the ominous ruins, to the frigid peaks, to the celestial heavens, the game is an emotional roller coaster that doesn't miss a beat. There's a certain serenity to gliding across the landscape, a feeling exemplified by earning a larger scarf to cover more distance. But without many other worthwhile elements to augment the journey, there's not much here that warrants more than one playthrough. It only takes an hour or two to complete, which is a blessing in disguise, because any more playtime with Journey's minimalist approach would have stretched the game thin. Journey blends its story and gameplay better than most, but it trips at the finish line. It can't be overstated how counteractive the final level is. Singing and flying are completely ineffective, and there are no symbols to reward exploration, a stain on an otherwise fulfilling game. But looking past that, that. Journey is a short and sweet experience that generally succeeds as a work of art. It manages to say so much with so little, through a lovingly crafted adventure full of nothing but memorable moments. I will forever cherish my journey, and the strangers I shared it with.